Getting the most out of your 2015 to 2016 F-150 3.5 liter EcoBoost means making sure that your turbochargers are working at their peak efficiency. The best way to do this is by giving your intercooler and its components a complete overhaul, and our friends over at aFe can make that happen with their intercooler system upgrade package. To gain access underneath the truck, remove your plastic shield underneath the front bumper. The aftermarket bumper on our truck required us to remove the skid plate for access. Now that we have room to work under the truck, we started by unplugging the blow-off vent tube. Next, the cold side turbo piping can be unclipped and pulled off the intercooler. On the opposite side, the hot side turbo piping can also be removed. Two bolts and the lower intercooler brace comes off to gain access to the intercooler. Pull it from its mounts and unplug the BOV connection to remove it. Now loosen the hot side turbo connections from the turbo themselves. The driver's side turbo can be reached from underneath the truck and the passenger side from the wheel well. For more room to pull out our charge pipes, we must remove the air intake. A few clamps and one air sensor will allow it to be uninstalled. We have an upgraded aFe unit, but the stock removal will be very similar. Also, after the intake is out, the engine cover can be lifted from the motor after unscrewing the oil cap. Lastly, for the driver's side, unclip two vacuum lines and the stock charge pipe can be removed with a little patience. Swap out the stock coupler for the new aFe coupler, then attach the first section of the new driver's side charge pipe. After it is bolted on the turbo, drop in the second section of the charge pipe with the supplied coupler. Being in two separate sections allows for fine-tune adjustments when the pipe connects to the intercooler. Next, we will tackle the cold side charge pipe, and to start, we unbolted the coolant overflow to be able to move it around for more room. Unclip the air sensor and vacuum line from the charge pipe, then unscrew it from the coupler at the throttle body. Pull it from the coupler and drop it out of the bottom of the truck, then transfer over the air sensor to the new charge pipe with new hardware. Install the new charge pipe through the bottom of the truck and up into the throttle body coupler. Tighten it down and plug in the air sensor and vacuum line. Then the coolant overflow tank can be bolted back down. On the passenger's side, unclip the small hose from the side of the turbo inlet pipe so we can move it aside for access to the hot side turbo piping. There is also one hose connection to disconnect on the hot side pipe. Once it is off, remove the charge pipe. Attach the barbed fitting to the aFe pipe, then it can be dropped into the truck and attached to the turbo. Reconnect the vacuum line to the aFe charge pipe as well as the turbo inlet. Then the intake is ready to be dropped back in. In order to install the intercooler, there are spacers that must be added to the upper mounting plate. Unscrew the bolt on each side and insert the supplied spacers. Then bolt it back down with the new bolts. To set up the new intercooler, add the O-ring to the outlet side. Some silicone lube might help to ease installation. Next, add the outlet coupler over the O-ring and attach the metal clip. Unbolt the stock electronic blow-off valve and reattach it to the aFe intercooler. With the rubber mounts attached, slide the new intercooler up into the upper mounts and bolt on the bottom plate. Ignore how ours is bent. That was one rough day off-roading quite a while back. Reusing the stock couplers on the hot side tubing, connect the charge pipes to the intercooler. On the driver's side, attach the EBOV sensor, then connect the cold side charge pipe to the intercooler with the new coupler. Connect the recirculation tube to the electronic blow-off valve and tighten the clamps to finish installing the intercooler. All that is left to finish up this turbo system overhaul is to replace your plastic shield underneath the truck. Again, since we have a Rogue racing bumper, we reattached our skid plate to finish up our installation. With this upgrade installed, you can enjoy more horsepower, more torque, improved throttle response, and an improved power band to your 2015 to 2016 F-150 3.5 liter EcoBoost.